Hey everybody, today we'll do another quick video and I will just redo basically the program from yesterday that I just realized that the font was very small, so we will just do a little quick and I will do another quick program um, so to display just the odd numbers or even numbers, right? So but the font was very small, so I'm going to make it a little bigger now. So let's open that program and so here let's delete this. Let's delete up to there. Let's see, let's delete, and we will start just with the body of the program. So okay, so here I will say again, declare object or variables. C++ is an object-oriented program, and so here I will set int min and then range, right? Semicolon, int max range, semicolon, and then I will say counter, right? Int, and I will put counter, right? Semicolon, right? And again, here I will do the for loop again. This program, I'm just doing everything a little bigger because I increased the font of the Visual Studio, and so you can actually see a little better, right? So this is the variables. We have a min range, maximum range. We have a counter, and we do here. We have to add what's called a for loop, right? So for, right, and then here we'll add what? We will add the conditions, right? So counter is equal to, right? So it's going to be equal to counter is equal to min range, right? So counter is equal to minimum range. I will start at the minimum range, right? So min range, counter is equal to min range, semicolon, and of course counter is going to be less than max range, right? And then here I already had it. I don't understand why I did not just copy. All right, so here, all right, so it's less or equal to, all right, so less or equal to semicolon and then counter plus plus, right? So that's how we do the for loop, right? And then counter and plus plus, and then of course here to display that whatever this loop is doing, we have to add what is called curly braces like that, right? And of course there is going to be some conditions here, so it's going to be if, right? So it's going to be if, right? If this is equal to whatever, right? If counter if counter right? So if counter is less, I will say counter modulus 2, right, does not equal 0, right? Right, so that is the main. So here, if counter modulus 2 does not equal 0, then here we'll say displayed whatever the says Cout, right? All right, so Cout the odd numbers are, right? And then, of course, here I will have to say counter, right? And then end with end of line, and bam. Right? So, okay, but now we'll have to go back here and add whatever the user is entered, right? So here we can say Cout. We can say Cout you can say it, and a line, right? Right? Cout what? Cout enter the minimum range, right? So do the same thing here, and then I will do a cin, right? So cin, and when you do a cin, you put this grid less than this side, right? So backwards, right? So that is for cin, right? This is for output. And that's those less and less than, and reverse or greater than right now here will be for cin, right? So cin min range, right? And let me just spell it correctly, boss, right? So we got that, right? And then of course semicolons, right? Everything on C++ gets a semicolon, pretty much. Just a few things they don't get semicolons, but any statement, functions get a semicolon, right? Okay, so let's do this again. Just change it. Just copy and paste, right? Copy and paste, and this is not happy right here, right? So, right, copy and paste, but change that to a maximum, max, right? Enter maximum range, right? And here we'll have to change this to max, right? Max range, right? So now we have that, right? So, okay, so let's test it out. So this is the program. All right, so let's test it out. All right, start without debugging. And see now, the fonts look better on the screen. It look better, and the output it looked better on the Visual Studio. It looked better on also the output window, right? So enter 10, right? Enter 20, and here you go. The odd numbers are 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, right? So it works, right? So now you can see it better, right? So it's a good thing. I hope you see this better than the other one. All right, now, because the other one, I don't think we'll be able to see in electronic devices like iPhones and smartphones. It was a very small font. It was number 9 actually. This is number 20, right? So, okay, so that's done, right? Now let's just, so the odd numbers are, right? Now let's see this. Let's change this to even numbers. Even numbers, right? Let's do this little quick, and then let's change that to, get rid of that exclamation mark. You just put an extra equal sign in there, right? So now what I will do is display, I will display the even numbers, right? So let's do a number from, let's pick a number 19, right? And let's pick another odd number. So I know that this is going to be 19, right? So it's an odd number, and let's pick another odd number, 87, right? Oops, no. So 87, right? And you say that every single number between 19 and 87 will display every single even number all the way down. So this is working. So it's working pretty nice, right? Cool. All right, so now that we did this, I will just do a basic problem, how to display a single number that the user enter, and we check using an if statement, right? Whether that number is odd or even, right? So let me just erase some of this stuff and just get rid of some of this stuff. And let's get rid of up to there, maybe up to there. Just get rid of some of this stuff. And of course, that bracket does not belong here. Not even that. It does not belong here. That does not belong here, right? So, but I need to put a set of brackets somewhere here, right? So here I don't need a counter because I'm not gonna use the counter, right? And I'm not gonna use some of this numbers here. I'm not gonna use that counter either. And I cannot use all this. Just, oops. No. Undo. Undo it again, right? And then just complete that word right there, right? So, all right. So, okay. So let's okay, so let's do some here. Let's do some stuff, right? So let me just change this. And I cannot need that much. I don't need a lot. I just need one number. And we call that number. Just call it number. Right? Why not number? Right? And let's call that a number. Right? So, and we can say enter a number greater than 0, right? Right? And that number greater than 0. Okay, cool. Right? Now, here, I will put an if statement, right? Put an if statement, right? So cin is that, right? So that is the cin. That's the only one that I need for this program, because it will check if the number that you enter is either, or the user enters either even or odd, right? So, and here I can say the following. I can say the number. I can say number. You can actually say whatever whatever you want to say in this, and you can say the number you enter is an odd number, or 7 is an odd number, whatever. 7 is odd, or whatever. The number you enter is an odd number, or such number is odd, or whatever, right? Right? Is an odd number, right? All right, here you go, right? So we have that, but still we need an if statement, right? So I can say if. I'm going to do this real quick, right? So this is a if, right? So number, right? This number, right? If that number is mod 2, modulus 2, right? Sorry when I said mod 2 is modulus 2, right? So that's not equal to 0, right? So then if that happened, then of course I'm not gonna just leave this like this, because it's not gonna do anything if I do it like this. Then if I want that to execute, right, I have to do it like this, right? So down here I will have to check if the number if it's odd, well, display the odd number. If it's even, which means it's not odd, I will say else, right? Else, right? And then set a bracket, right? And then just copy what you'll be writing all the stuff I already have it here. I just changed inside part of it, right? Else, right? The number is odd, an even number, right? Okay, so I think this will work now. Okay, so I got a cin, and it's a simple program. So enter a number greater than 0, right? What number we can check? Well, it's 1. Of course, 1 is going to be an odd number, because 1 mod 2, modulus 2 is going to be 0.5. So you're not going to give me a 0. So therefore, it's going to be odd, right? So enter 1. Right? Here you go. Right? Because technically 1 divided by 2 goes 0 times, but then it goes 0.5. So 0.5 is not 0, right? So therefore, it doesn't go evenly. So therefore, it's not an even number. It's an odd number, right? So let's test it with another number, like for example, 17, right? 17 is an odd number, right? Now let's test the other condition, whether if it's not an odd number, right? If it's not an odd number, 22. Here you go. 22 is an even number. See, this is pretty cool. So it's checking whether the number of that we enter is even or odd, right? So you can test this with any number, any even number, like for example, 26 or 36, even number, right? Why? because 2 goes evenly into 36 18 times, and then 18, so with a 0 remainder. So then it will not execute this condition, it will not execute this condition, but it will jump to else, right? Now, if the condition is add, it will execute this, it will not execute this, right? But if the condition is even, it will look at this, it will say that cannot equal 0, so it will skip this statement, it will jump to this statement, and then it will say, okay, so the number is not odd. Then if it's not odd, then anything else, right? Else is the number is an even number, right? So that's how this little program works, right? So it's pretty neat. I hope you learned something in this videos. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, and so I can actually start putting more videos on it, basic programming. And again, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something out of this tutorials, and we will just keep uploading some videos, either on the programming side or maybe some more mathematics. We will see. This has been for today. So we did a little correction on the last video, making the font bigger, and then we did this basic program that output the add or even numbers, whatever the user enters, right? So we prompt the user. This is what it's called. It's called the prompt the user, and then we actually, based on the number that we get from the number the program gets from the user, it actually does the operation, and this statement right here output whatever. If it meets this condition, this is an add, right, number. If it doesn't meet this condition, then jump to else and output an even number. Pretty cool, isn't it? So thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something in these videos, and if you like the videos, just give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you for watching.